Okay, let's talk about something. A little habit that so many of us have, but we hardly ever stop to think about why we do it. I'm talking about over-explaining. Let's dive right in. So, let me just ask you this straight up. When you say no to something, does it feel incomplete? Like you have to immediately follow it up with a whole presentation on why it's a no. You totally know what I'm talking about, right? Someone invites you out, you can't go, and instead of just, sorry, can't make it, it turns into this whole saga about your deadlines and how you didn't sleep well, and oh yeah, you have that thing for your cousin later. Or how about this one? You're just, moving a book from one table to another and you find yourself announcing to an empty room, just gonna move this over here so it doesn't get dusty, even when literally no one asked. If any of this is making you nod your head, then you're in exactly the right place. Because this isn't just some weird quirk you have, it's a pattern, a really common one actually, and it comes from somewhere very specific. So we're gonna get into it. So where does this habit even come from? Well, for a lot of us, the answer is way back in our childhood. This isn't just something you started doing, it's very likely something you had to learn to do. In psychology, this is often seen as a kind of trauma response. And hey, don't let that word scare you. Trauma here just means it's a survival skill that you picked up to get through some really tough situations in the past. It was a strategy, a smart one actually, that kept you safe. And you can kind of see how this path gets built, right? It often starts when you were a kid, and your simple no just wasn't good enough. Your feelings weren't trusted. So what happens? You learn that you have to fight to be understood. You have to present a mountain of evidence to earn it. And over time, that just becomes your automatic setting, a defense you put up to avoid being ignored or disbelieved. And that brings us to what's really going on underneath it all. This isn't about giving people information, no. It's about trying to manage a really powerful, really uncomfortable feeling, the fear of being misunderstood. Think about this disconnect. What you actually say out loud is totally reasonable. Sorry, I'm swamped and just exhausted. But what's happening inside your head, it's a total panic spiral. Your brain is screaming, they're gonna think I'm a slacker. They're gonna be angry with me. They'll think I'm blowing them off. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Over-explaining is an attempt to control what other people think of you. You're building this fortress of facts, this airtight alibi, so that there is absolutely no room for them to get the wrong idea or to see you in a negative light. Which leads us to what I think is the most important part of this whole conversation. Seriously, if you've ever worried that you're annoying or that you're just too much for people, I really want you to lean in and hear this next part. Let that sink in. You are not annoying. Your brain is just stuck in defense mode. This is not a flaw in your personality. It's an old program that's still running because once upon a time, it had a very important job to do. So let's just call it what it is. It's your brain's defense mode. When we give it a name like that, we can stop seeing it as a fault and start seeing it for what it is, a function. It's just a piece of your internal wiring that was designed for a purpose. That defense mode got switched on way back when your word just wasn't enough, when a simple "I don't want to" was questioned or overruled. You had to build a case. You had to have your reasons ready. It was the only way to be heard. So yeah, it really is a shield. That's the perfect way to think about it. It might feel heavy now, maybe even a little clumsy, but it was built in a fire at a time when you absolutely needed that protection. Just knowing that, that's the start of being a little kinder to yourself about it. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you feel that urge to launch into a long explanation, just pause for a second and ask yourself, if these words are a defense, what are they protecting? What's that vulnerable part of me that they're still trying so hard to keep safe?